Okay, let's welcome Toye Soladoye to Pivot 1.0, Chief Technology Officer, Union Bank, Nigeria. Yeah, Toye, I'm sure you can come up now.
All right. Good afternoon, Good morning, good evening, depending on where you're joining from. Please confirm that you can hear me and you can see me as well.
Yes, we can hear you. We can't see you though, or we can hear you.
You can't see me. My camera is on.
Okay, we can see your slides now.
You can see my slides. But you still cannot see me.
Okay, let me confirm that. Okay, yeah, we can see you now. Can see you.
Fantastic. Okay. All right. I think it's been a long day. I've been listening for better part of over an hour now, and I've learned a lot myself. So a lot of things have been said, and I will try not to repeat most of those things. I know Sheye had said from Nigerian perspective, and I know most of our digital people or people trying to pivot into digital are not quite interested in the Nigeria space right now. Everybody is global. But let me tell you that Nigeria is part of global, and it does prepare you to pivot to other geographies, okay? So as you pivot into digital career, you're able to pivot even to other geographies, so you start from somewhere. One thing I discovered earlier in my technology career is that the same skill, the same devices, the same equipment, the same technology that we use in Nigeria is exactly the same thing that is used everywhere in the world. So an advantage for a tech skill or a tech resource is that you don't have to recertify when you move into new geographies. You know, if you are in law practice or medical practice, you know, when you get into new environment, new jurisdictions, you have to recertify according to what they do there. But if you are in digital, you are universal already. Even if you are in HR, you know, there are different pockets of requirements in different environments. But if you are in tech, whatever you learn in any part of the world, so a computer in Lagos, Nigeria is the same in New York, in the US is the same in Sydney, Australia. So you are just able to hit the ground rolling, and that's why you can work anywhere in the world from anywhere you are. So in the brevity of our time today, I will explore with you 3 dimensions to leveraging digital skills to grow your career. And some of the things I'll be talking about will be things that have been said before, so I won't dwell on those. I will just probably reinforce, but I'll start by characterizing the digital landscape in itself, just so that we know this thing. We say, oh, digital, and we see a lot of things around digital, and people at times even get confused. I know today we're looking at skills and career, so we'll take a stab at digital skills, and then we go on to how do you even get started? You want to pivot into digital skill, or maybe you're in digital already, how do you get on and all of that, right? So let's have a quick overview. Some nuances, things we hear around digital. Okay, so we have digital technology, digital transformation, digital services, platforms, solutions, product, tools, skills, and so on and so forth. The jargons, you know, goes on, and you are wondering, how do I find my place in this whole mix? Let's simplify it by focusing on digital transformation. Simply put, and you may not find this definition anywhere, so it's my own coined, simplified definition of digital transformation. So it's simply that you are using digital technology to solve everyday problems. So what's digital technology? Computer, electronic technology, electronic tools. You are using them to provide solutions to everyday problems. Like they taught us in engineering, that when you use practical application of sciences to solve everyday problem, they call that engineering. So for example, people need to get from Lagos Island to Lagos mainland, or Lagos mainland to Lagos Island. They will get on a boat and paddle across. At some point, some people felt like, oh, that will take forever, that's too dangerous. Then applying natural laws of sciences, bridges were built, and then we can drive cars over the water, and that's an engineering solution to everyday problem. It's not different for digital transformation. We use digital technology to provide solutions to everyday problems. So we've said a lot today, right? Digital is what is it today, and digital is what the future is. As a matter of fact, digital is going to become so democratized, and we are seeing that already. Everybody and anybody would need to have certain depth of digital understanding to be able to relate in the world in the next few years. Some of the penetrations we've seen of digital technology were not things that we anticipated before. I know we've gotten so used to some things that it's like it's been part of our life forever. I know most of you, if you want to send money to someone now, you whip out your phone and you use the mobile app of your bank to send that money without going to the bank branch and all of that. Before, you couldn't even send money from the bank branch and someone can pick it from another branch of that same bank. You have to go in physically, collect the cash, and then go into the branch where that other person has an account and pay it into the account. I'm talking of interbranch within the same bank. But today, you can send money from the comfort of your office or home, or while driving while commuting on the road. You send money from your account to someone in another bank in Nigeria. You can even send to another bank abroad in other countries. That's how digital has so transformed our lives, and that's going to continue. So today, globally, we are experiencing an unprecedented and intense global digital transformation. Nothing is spared. Think of it. Every area of human endeavor, every aspect of our lives. So I just spoke to financial services, think of oil and gas, think of telecommunication, think of hospitality, think of medical practice. Everywhere, everybody is using digital transformation to change how they do things. Now, if we want to situate this so that it's not scattered in our mind, I have a model here that I've tried to use to group areas where we are seeing digital transformation. I'm laying all this background just so that you know how you plug in at the end of the day with your skill as you pivot into a digital career. Now, customer interaction. So there are these 4 domains: customer interaction, data analytics, AI, ML, operation digitization, and then digital business. So what you see organizations doing is that they are using digital technology to transform how they interact with their customers. So all the frontline engagement between a business or an organization and its clients transformed using digital technology. And that's why you see some organizations now, instead of going in to those organizations to place an order, you can place an order online or on an app, right? It's as simple as that, but that's really what we're talking about, right? I'll move on quickly because of time. Data and analytics, artificial intelligence, machine learning. There's been huge data created over the years in petabytes, huge volume of data that holds really good value, that when we, interrogate and analyze those data, we are able to see great insight. And businesses today are using digital tools and technology to get information, to get real insight from those data. And that's what we call analytics today. We call it machine learning. The machines are now feeding. When we say machines, we mean computer. The computers are feeding on those information to behave like human being. So machines then learn the kind of intelligence that human being can exercise. So you can imagine when you show 1 million pictures of a cat to a machine, all right, and you write algorithm that studies all the features of that picture, and then you show the picture of a dog to the same machine, and the machine will tell you that this one is a dog and that other one is a cat. That's machine learning simplified. This is, it's really catching on. So the other part is operation digitization, and this speaks to digitizing the enterprise in itself. So beyond how you interact with your customer, insights you're getting from data, you want to make your organization to be more efficient. So before you write a memo on paper, 5 people need to sign, and you move it from one table to another and then to another. Organizations are digitizing all of that, paperless. If you write your memo, if you need to seek approval, somebody is in is in Singapore, the next approver is in America, and the third person is in England, and all of them will approve within 5 minutes. And it is non-repudiation because the system is secured. No other person can approve on your behalf, and when you approve, we know it is you. Everything is secured, is encrypted, and all of that. There are so many other areas of enterprise digitization that businesses are looking at. I want you to be picturing in your mind the opportunities that exist for a digital worker as I'm going through all of this. Now, the fourth area is digital business model transformation, where businesses then says, okay, this thing we are selling, can we package it as a digital product or digital service and sell it to people? Right. When you think of digital product and service, it's such that has this nature that we call FIP, free, instant, and perfect. Without boring you, that means that the cost of producing more is absolutely free. Economists call it marginal cost. So once you produce the first one, if another person wants to produce again, if you want to produce a second copy, you don't need to spend any more. The money you spend to produce the first copy is just, and you can think of it in the layman terms as you have prepared this presentation that I'm presenting today. If I want to use it again, I don't need to spend any effort. It's zero cost because I've prepared it already. I will just present it. This is a digital product. That's the way software is hard. That's the way digital product and services are. So if you use Uber or Bolt to book a ride, Uber is not building that platform again. They've built it once and for all. It's a digital platform that has digital products on it, right? So many of those, and what businesses are doing is to package their existing business and present it to the world as digital products and services that people can consume instantly without leaving where they are. You buy it as digital solution, you consume it as digital solution. You can think of music that you download and pay for in your iTunes, right? Or Spotify, right? Those music tracks that you are downloading and paying for, the same one that you download, another person will download it again and pay the same amount of money. It's unlike when the musicians were producing their albums on record plate or CDs, and they are distributing it. Each time they have to buy one CD to produce another copy. So that's what we mean by free, instant, and perfect, and it's delivered instantly. So these are 4 domains where we're seeing digital transformations happening. What is driving this really? I'll just quickly breeze through this. What's driving this? There is a global youthful population. In Africa, 60% of our population is below 25 years of age. And I know Kumbi spoke earlier to the generation X, Y, Z. Most of the guys are in the Gen Z, digital native, so they just want to do everything digitally. There's a rising interest in tech, even for the older guys. Internet coverage is expanding, smartphone is penetrating everywhere. So with smartphone, everyone now has a computer on his hand. Before now, even as an engineering student undergraduate in one of the in the best school, not one of the, in the best school in this country, the kind of access you have to computer in those days was quite limited. But today, everybody has access to a computer on their hand in the name of a smartphone, so you can do so much. Of course, the pandemic, recent lockdown, accelerated all of this digitization. Employers have now seen that people can work remotely, that a lot of things can be delivered digitally ever than before. Of course, governments of serious nations are now backing digital advancements. Okay, they are digitizing the government, they're encouraging people to digitize as well. And of course, investors are seeing this as an area where they can make a lot of money. So people are putting money into digital ventures. In Nigeria, we made at least 2 unicorns in the last few years. You know the names. So by the way, Unicorn is a company that is valued at over $1 billion. So, and the effects are there. Lower processing costs, transaction costs are coming down. We are seeing improvement in delivery speed. We're seeing new revenue opportunities. We're seeing new career opportunities. New jobs are emerging, and so on and so forth. Now, let's begin to bring it all together. I know you are asking yourself, where is my space in all of this? What is for me in all of this if I want to pivot into a digital career? You need to understand the nature of the digital landscape, that it is an ecosystem. If you cast your mind back to all those elementary things we learned about ecosystem in biology and all of that, in an ecosystem, you have different players, right? And you have different functionalities, different roles, and different layers as well. It's the same thing in the digital ecosystem. So in the ecosystem, you have the platforms and you have the value partners, the contributors that are bringing value to the platform, right? So the ecosystem needs different multiple types of people, roles that exist in the ecosystem. So if you look at the illustrative chart that I have here to just exemplify what an ecosystem looks like. The ecosystem itself is a market. You have products and services. It's a shared economy. Nobody singly can own and control it. You need yourselves, all right? So take Uber, for example. Uber needs the driver, right? And the riders need Uber. And the rider needs the driver. And the driver needs Uber. So it's an ecosystem that thrives on interdependencies, partnerships, collaborations. And like I said, that spectrum of roles, functions, and skills. And that is where you come in. All those diverse roles, functions, and skills that are required in the ecosystem, there is something for you in there. Based on what I've listened to from previous speakers, right from Jide to Kumbi and to Dr., you would see that you can find your space. They've told you what you need to do, believe in yourself and all of that, continuous learning and all of that. And I'll still touch on a few of them. But I want you to look in here and say, which role can I play there? Am I a supplier? Am I a customer or consumer? Am I an employee? Will I be a developer? Look at developer there as representing a gamut of technology skills. I will unpack that in a few minutes. Will I be a manufacturer? What is my part? And when you look at connected devices, will I be working on devices? Will I be working on the core infrastructure? I mean, will I be a data analyst? Will I be a data provider? Will I be a data user? There are just so many things we can think of in terms of this ecosystem. So digital skills outlook. Let's move into the skills now. Having characterized the digital landscape, digital transformation, what the ecosystem looks like, let's go into the skills. I will take a generic perspective, a generic look at the skill to start with. And this data from World Economic Forum, quite recent, is looking at a span of 2022 to 2025. And it's looking at skills generally to say, what are the skills that will matter in the next 3 years? Which ones will be growing, which ones actually are trending, and which ones will be declining? All I want you to do on this slide is just eyeball all the skills here. If you look at the growing skills, more than 9 out of 10 are related to digital. All right? But the way they are related to digital and the way you need to think about it is not all of them are core technology skills. So look at analytical thinking and innovation. You don't need to be a core technology person to embrace this or to possess this skill. So I'm saying to you that where you are already, you have skills that are portable into the digital environment. So analytical skills, active learning and learning strategies, complex problem solving, critical thinking, technology use and monitoring is growing. Technology design and programming. So this is core tech, but your critical thinking, your analytical thinking is required for design, whatever you want to design. Be it you want to design an organization, you want to design a house, or you want to design technology. Of course, your grit is important, staying power, and of course, problem solving. So look at the trending skills. Virtually all the growing skills are the ones trending. But I want you to go to the declining skills, and you will see that manual dexterity, precision, it's a declining skill. So that I know how to type very well. Who cares, right? So I want you to breeze through that, and you see some of these skills that used to be very important: coordination and time management, quality control and safety awareness. Not that these skills are not important, or not that they will become important. They will still be important, but they will not be the skills that we employ so much more people. They will not be skills that will be in the front line going forward. Jobs of the future. This is from Adecco Group. You can, I mean, the reference is I think I got disconnected for a bit. Please confirm that you can still hear me.
Yes,
and you can see
yes,
me.
we can hear you now.
Okay, thank you. So I'm at jobs of the future, and it's a case of pick your own. I know some of you have asked questions that, oh, I'm thinking of this, I'm thinking also of that. I don't even know which one to zero in on. Just keep going with the two. The human capacity, right? Or the human being has capacity to take 3 or 4 of these roles at different times. But you need to know your own capacity. But if you have an interest in more than one, then go with the two now. At some point, you will just find that one is too difficult for you. You don't want to continue, or you just see that you are more aligned in terms of interest and passion to one over the other, and you will see what you push on. And maybe if you are like me, you may get to a point that you are even able to consolidate on the two, right? And then you find a niche that very beautifully. So I've worked in telecoms for many years and in financial services for many years. But it then comes together for me as a fintech expert, right? So every day in my job, I come across things that are related to telecoms and things that are related to financial services. So you may just find yourself being able to, bring the 2 or 3 together. So these are the jobs of the future, and you can look at all of them. These are digital jobs, and is to ask yourself, which area do I want to play in all of this? Now, let me use this to tidy it all up on the specific jobs that you should be thinking of if you are in this environment in Nigeria and you want to get into an IT or digital career. Someone has mentioned product management. All right, so we know what that means. You are designing product through from ideation stage all through to product commercialization. You are owning a product. Program management or Scrum Master, like they call it in the agile world. All right, managing projects as well. Business analyst, right, or business analysis. These are I categorize them as delivery management, and these are jobs that I say are not core technology, but they are very important for success in any digital endeavor. So these jobs are in high demand. You may not know how to configure any IT equipment. You may not know how to write a line of code as a programmer, but you can have a very successful digital career working in any of these jobs that I've just mentioned. And what it takes to become proficient in any of these areas is just widely available in what all of the previous speakers have spoken to. I'll still touch on some of them and some specifics that you can start doing immediately today. Time will not permit me to begin to explain what each job means, but by all means, when we get to question and answer, please ask your question if you want me to speak on any of them. So the support functions. Let me take the support function, then I will now zero in on the core development functions. So technology services, there are important technology services that are core technology services, but they support the digital function as we know it in terms of frontline digital. So when you look at technology broadly, so it covers all these tech services and even the core digital development services, jobs really. So technology operations, these are people on day-to-day looking after technology back-end equipment, those ones that you don't see. Today, everybody sees an app. For that app to work, there's a lot that is going on in the back, okay, on servers, in data center, and all of those. And that's what I call tech operation. There's application or support, people that will respond to you if you have an issue with your application. They're not the developers, but they support you when there's an issue and all that. I mean, there's information and cyber security. That's very, very big. I know Jide spoke to that. It's extremely big and global today, because all of these digital things we are creating is creating space, attack surface for the bad boys, to want to explore, to cause damage to people that are using digital platforms. So information and cyber security is really big to protect and secure our online and digital life. Tech infrastructure, networking, of course. No system works in isolation today, so all of them have to be connected together, and that's why networking comes in. Now, for the core, okay, let me go to enterprise support. If you work in corporate environment, even if you work in a digital company that is not like service industry, like financial service or telecoms. Let's say you work in a development house and all that. There are rules, regulations, and most of them have to comply with. So they are compliance analysts. So they are digitally focused compliance analysts. They are digitally focused legal people that are writing contracts, for legal solutions and all of that. When most of us, when we download app, we will see agreement. I know we don't read it. Me too, I don't read it all the time. So we just click agree and move on. It's the software we need, it's the app we need. There are people that are creating those things. They have a good enough understanding of digital, but they are lawyers, all right? They are operations people that are just doing their normal day operations work. What do they need to do? They just need to understand the business flow behind a digitized solution, right? And as they do that, they use tools. They are in demand globally. They use tools. Yeah, some of these things are automated, but we need people to man the automated system. There's something called fallout management. Not everything that's automated works the way we intended them to work. So when something falls out of automation, some people pick them up and take care of the issue. We have those operations. We have customer experience that manages customer journey, ensuring that solutions are optimally designed, to appeal to the user, make it user friendly, and all of those things we like to talk about, and of course, marketing. So let me finalize this page on the core dev skills. And this is the one that I know most people talk about. I want to be a developer. By the way, these guys are the center of the digital transformation that we're experiencing globally. It's all about software development. It's about software engineering.
Okay, I think Toye went off for a bit there. Okay, Toye, you're back. Okay. All right.
Okay. I think I'm back. All right.
Yes, you are. Okay.
Sorry about that. So, okay.
But you need to wrap up now. So you need to wrap up now.
I was talking about the core development.
Toye.
All right, that's fine. I mean,
Yeah.
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. I was just saying we need to wrap up now.
Yes, I should be wrapping in the next 3 minutes.
Okay, great.
So I mean, core developers, software engineers, data scientists, testing analysts, quality assurance analysts, UI UX designers, and all that. Okay, let me close by saying that, see, by default, people think of, you must have a numeric science or engineering background to thrive in a digital space. Sorry, the answer is no. Anybody, anyone that can open up his mind can thrive. They say the human mind is like a parachute, right? That if you open it up, it will function best. You just need an open mind, like they said before, embrace continuous learning and all of that. Now, I have seen in my career, people from business background, commercial background, even humanities, people that studied art. I have a project manager that studied French. No, that studied English, actually, English. This person, and she was a project manager in IT and a very good one at that. Recently, I interviewed someone for core development job, and she studied mass communication, and she passed the interview. And if you pass my interview, it means that, and this is not interview for beginners, it's for experienced people. The first thing I ask you as a developer, if you're an experienced person, is to give me the project. An experienced person, I mean, you give me the project you have done, and you will give me a link to the project, and we double click on the project together, because you tell me we did, you will tell me what you did there. This girl passed. She studied mass communication. So your background is no limit. A digital career can be background agnostic. You can learn it from scratch. And today, organizations are not even hiring that much for certificates anymore, and it's getting into our environment. We are hiring for what you can deliver. So anything that does not follow intuition or logic, I'm telling you, is either magic or voodoo. You know, it's just like they say, when you put calabash on somebody's head, money will begin to come out of the mouth. That one, it doesn't follow any logic. You will ask if such money will have serial number. I don't know, right? So when you look at your intuition, logic, and all, think of medical science, think of engineering, think of anything. At the end of the day, everything is connected, and that's the way digital is as well. It follows from some logic. So all of this I will skip because it's been spoken about in terms of passion, alignment, and all of that. So let me quickly tell you that I have some logos here which you may be familiar with. If you are not, please screenshot this page and go and check out what is available for you, because there's no shortcut. You must learn, you must study. There's no shortcut. But as you begin to pick your skills, you have started and you keep going. Yes, you are learning now, but you also need to learn hard skills in the area where you are interested in, be it project management, be it architecture, be it development, whatever it is, you need to start learning. These are places you can learn. Oak Interlink put this platform together, and I know they deliver a lot of trainings in some of the job areas we have talked about. Go explore Oak Interlink, explore Coursera, Udemy, Pluralsight, EDX. There are a couple of them, and these people, they have cheap trainings. Some of them, they do discount. You see training for 3,500 naira. You see even free trainings, okay? And of course, YouTube and all of those ones. Now, don't miss this. Ensure that you get practice experience even before you get into your first job. No matter how small that practice experience may be, get practice experience. See, I tell you, I had an accountant, right, into digital, and what this guy showed me blew me off. He just showed me what he has done before, how some people wanted to write an exam, and he created an exam practice portal for them using SharePoint that exists within the organization, right? He just loaded the question there and put some forms, and people can, click on the form, answer question, and then you get your result at the end of that. Very simple stuff he did. That tells me this is a guy that is innovative, is thinking, and when you expose him, he will do more. So drop into other areas. Don't stick in your own area of the organization alone. Go and get involved in projects that they are doing in other departments, just so that you can learn. Use online simulators, pay small money to have access to some platform. Or the cloud is there as your friend. By all means, get certified, and remember, certification does not qualify you. Certification just endorses you that you know what you know, and it gets you noticed, right? So my closing thought: you can thrive. There's ample room for transition. Your background is not your limitation. Not everyone in digital is core tech. You can ease in through those less technical skills. You need to acquire knowledge. There's no shortcut. Qualification plus know-how is what will make you to thrive. Thank you for having me. I'll pause there. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toye. I think you've helped to sort of tie everything that the earlier speakers have said together with, the nitty-gritty of the what really, digital skills and digital job opportunities, or those areas of work where the work really is. And I think that's excellent. Thank you so much, sir. We have one more speaker, and it's 2 o'clock. We didn't do too well with time. Like I said, I think the mistake we made is that, and I think you warned me about that earlier on, isn't it?